Hey everyone, welcome to From the Depths. I'm Menti, and this is the ship overviews for Battleship Brawl Season 8. Yes, I am back. Wasn't sure I was going to come back, but my retirement turned into a hiatus, and here we are again. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start looking at some ships. First up, we have Battlecruiser Incredible by Motor Magier. 500,000 exactly on materials spent. Nice little foghorn. It's a pretty decent looking ship. I like the way it looks. It's very, very realistic, even with the, like the hull painting in different color below the waterline, which is pretty accurate from what I remember. And for weapons, it's firing 402 millimeter. Okay, I just had to look at this because it said it's named Y, so we had to look at that. But anyway, this is the one. It's got it's just HE. Yeah, it's just pure HE. And then timed HE. Oh, this is your boat, driver? Nice. So yeah, then we'll take a quick look here. 500,000 materials exactly. 373 firepower, 55.8% armor cost. Ah, gotcha, driver. I've also got these, which I'm assuming these are probably using the Y shell, yes. Yeah, it's got one there, one on each side. This is the first entry, Zep. But why? I know, right? So yeah, that is the Battleship Incredible. We got 29 entries to get through, so let's go ahead and move on, because we're going to be here a while, as is. Next is Blessed AP by Vicnot. Whoop. I seem to be in the water. Okay, whatever. We'll just do that. Alright, so this one has a very different aesthetic. We'll say that. It's very minimal on the aesthetics. This is kind of what I would consider the bare minimum, because it does have some shaping to the hull, and it's got these skirts, and it's painted and whatnot. So this is like, yeah, the colors aren't. I question the color choices, but yeah, this would be what I consider the bare minimum effort. But anyway, so the weapons, we've got this 500 millimeter. I think it fires like 500 millimeter. It's APHE. So it's some pretty hefty penetrators there, but not a huge amount of HE damage. O2 degrees. Did they not? Oh, forgot to change that. Oh well. But yeah, then we've got this 5 millimeter, which is just a shorter APHE. And then it's got these distraction crams mounted on the top of the turrets. Is it chemical or rail? Let's look. Yeah, it's hybrid. It's using some railgun and it has gunpowder. I remember that much. Alright, we'll take a quick look at the firepower, 375. Armor cost, 38.7%. What else was I going to look at? Oh yeah, the materials, 499,980, 20 under. But yeah, the shells are pretty fast. I mean, it's APS. kind of expect that. Where's the 2,000 meters a second? Okay, yeah, that's a quick shell. Hey, Sean Reed. Let's go ahead and move on to the block Confetti by the Shadow Kick. Which is a more conventional looking ship. It's got this little bitty bit of superstructure, and it's got some paint, which is nice. But yeah, it's also kind of a minimalist when it comes to the aesthetics. But it's got this 475 millimeters at 83.4 RPM. That's an impressive fire rate. But it's a kind of a small shell though. It has a decent amount of explosive. Not a whole lot more than the APHE of the previous ship, though. But that's an impressive fire rate. I got to give it that. I think that's all there is, are these cannons. But it has, what, 5 of them? 5 of them pumping out really big shells, diameter-wise, or, gauge-wise, at a pretty high rate. Oh, I forgot I was in the water. There we go. Smokestack skinny as hell. Yeah, it kind of is. Alright, Cashin. So, yeah. This is the block. Well, right, let's look at the firepower. 465.7, which is the current top firepower. And 43.4% armor cost. Top speed 35 millimeters per second. Yeah, that would be awfully slow. 35 meters per second. Yeah, so that is the block Confetti by the Shadow Kick. Next up is the Calico Prick by Unipoo. Which, while definitely not, a battleship-y battleship, it still looks pretty cool. Like, it's very futuristic and pretty awesome looking. And it's firing 2,000 millimeter crams, which are pretty much just pure payload. Like, it has 95,000 kinetic damage, which is a lot, but only 8 AP. But it has 106,000 explosive and 68,000 fragment damage. You can imagine that in space? Yeah, totally. And then it's got these little bitty 1,050 millimeter distraction crams, basically. They have 4,600 kinetic damage with 40 AP. And then there's this, which is an APS 500 millimeter flak? Oh, it must be CEST. They might, well, I think they're just distraction because they only have 4,600 kinetic and no explosive or anything. Oh yeah, if things are lagging, let me know. But it might just be, if it's just 1 or 2 people, then there's nothing I can do about that. But yeah, these look like CEST. Yeah, very, very cool looking boat. Unconventional looks, but very cool nonetheless. Been a while since we had flak ammo we actually used as intended, I know, right? So, 499,988 materials, 567.74 total firepower, so that overtakes the lead for most firepower. 39.7% armor cost. Only 27 meters per second in speed. Well, I say only, but that's okay. It's not super slow. Bit of a turret farm. Yeah. Yeah, I imagine this thing will not stand up to heavy firepower terribly well, but we'll see when it gets into its battles. Yeah, exactly, Pyrotech. Next up is the Cold Snap by Cornholio. Which, as usual, takes a while to load in because Cornholio goes crazy with the bread. And it's amphibious, I guess, is the best way to say it. It's not really a paddle boat. These are just, the wheels are just decorative, but it's still amusing. Oh. Okay, then. I don't remember that from when I was doing the inspection. But whatever the case. We've got propellers in here, which, you know, this is, as you can see, like, this is just... Oh, it's not mimics. Oh, they're okay. The propeller, it is mimicked over. Okay. Or decorative block things, you know, whatever they're called. Are these real wheels? I don't think so. I don't remember. Yeah, no, they're not real. They're just decorative.
Glory to our great leader.
Okay, then. Alright, so the cannons, these cool looking like steampunk like things. Where's the barrel? I can't find the barrel. Oh, the barrel is actually down here. And then it's mimicked over to be up here. Alright, 118 firepower in a single cannon. Holy crap. 156,000 kinetic damage and 181,000 explosive damage in a single gun. Oh, buddy. Those things are going to hurt. How many does it have? And it has 6 of those? Oh boy. Oh yeah, at a 23.2 second reload. 7? Oh, right, this is a gun too. So yeah, those that's some significant firepower. Let's see what the actual firepower rating is. 831. Almost no armor though. But man, this thing flies. It's doing 41 meters per second while in a constant turn. No, Mitch, it's not really an Alpha Strike entry. 23 seconds reload for a cram is a really fast reload. But it's those guns will pack a punch, that's for sure. I wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of this volley. 7 of those guns, 800 firepower. But yeah, that was Cold Snap by Cornholio. We're going to move on to Countess of Aberdeen by Occasional Reaver. Or River. However it's pronounced. I forget. Another more conventional looking ship. A battleship. Oh, this looks honestly more like a cruiser than a battleship to me, but except for the big guns, the triple barreled guns. But it's cool looking. It's got triple barrel. Oh, these are... I thought these were APS because of the barrels, but they're actually crams. The deco clipping is going to annoy you. Yeah, I know. That bothers me too. Like, you get out far enough you can see it, but when you're in close at least, it doesn't do the flickering. Anyway, so... 1,800 millimeter crams with 73,000 kinetic, 12,000 explosive, 73,000 fragment. I get the feeling that explosive is there just for the visual, just to have the explosion. and then it's mostly frag. Yeah, that's what I do too, Pyrotech. Just shift the decos up by the smallest increment. But yeah, it has 3, 6, 9 of those guns. And then we've got these, these are also crams. These are 2,000mm crams, but you made them look like AA guns. That's misleading. But yeah, 16,000 kinetic, 60,000 explosive. So basically just pure explosive. The kinetic is just because it's a 2,000mm shell. And it's got 6 of those, which is, you know, the limit when you have three main turrets for this tournament. So yeah, we'll take a look. 499,867, 372 firepower with 60% armor cost. So this is probably the most heavily armored boat we've seen so far. To you, driver. I missed that when we were going over it. I forgot about that. There's a lot of that going on. Lots of decorations. But yeah, that is the Countess of Aberdeen by Occasional Raver. Next up, we've got the Cruel Angel Thesis by Ally, which this one is very different. Also taking a while to load. Thankfully, the game doesn't lag once it's in play, but it does take quite some time to load it. Hopefully the game doesn't just crash. Come on, game. You can do it. Yeah, it plays Jeopardy theme. Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, it's got some biblically accurate angel stuff going on. And this up here, up top, is basically just solid blocks. There's really not a whole lot up there that matters. But then we've got the guns down here, which are going to be pretty safe. Unless somebody brings like a depth charge cram. Which I don't know if people have depth fuses on there. Yeah, it uses helium to kind of keep itself up, so that could also be a problem if it gets enough punctures. But yeah, let's see what the guns have. 500mm at 22 RPM, basically. Firing a big old squash round. Big old Hesh. This thing will, as Ally told me in PMs when we were discussing the vehicle, he said basically if any of the guns hit a turret, that gun is dead. Because that is a lot of Hesh in a single round. And it's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 guns. I think it is. I hope it's Super Cav. Apparently, it's not. How the heck does he get away with that? That's weird. Oh, it does have a pretty huge rail draw. They're pure rail guns, basically. Let's go look at the railgun. I don't know. I know it works because it beat the Gatekeeper, but it's not super cav. These are where? These are like the offsets. He made very liberal use of the offsets. And then these, yeah, these are more offsets. Oh, does it actually pull the guns up out of the water? Is that what it does? I think that must be what it does. Be not afraid. Don't know why it's backwards. Like, you'd think the text could be facing the right direction, but, you know, whatever. Oh, look at all those eyes. Anyway, total 499,000 materials, total firepower of 1,100. That's a huge amount of firepower, but only 12.8% armor cost. So this thing is very much glass cannon. So yeah, that's the Cruel Angel Thesis by Ally. So we've got Evolution by Harness. Which is another kind of futuristic looking boat. And it's got these pancake turrets with these little viewport things that are cool. These pancake turrets I basically associate with Harness at this point. And it's got these, I believe these little side guns are actual weapons. Yes, they are little 1250 millimeter cramwhiz, probably, judging by the fact that it's explosive. And then the main guns are 2,000 millimeter, mostly fragment damage. Harness evolved from prehistoric to futuristic pretty quickly. And it's got 2 of those per turret. And it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 turrets. So 10 total, like, cannons on 5 turrets. Oh, then there's these things. These are distraction crams, it looks like, since they've got just basic kinetic damage. 1,000 millimeter. But yeah, I like how it's got, like, its superstructure looks like it's an airplane that could take off and fly away at any moment. You know, some kind of spacecraft or something. Yeah, 499,999, 544 firepower, 55.5% armor cost. It looks French. Oh yeah, it's got these gear things in the back. Those actually spin while it's propelling itself, if I remember correctly, which looks cool. I know, right, Mitch? Very different build styles so far in the tournament. Superstructure trying to raise the ship for morale, I know, right? Alright, so that is the Evolution by Harness. Go ahead and move on to the Gun 17 Divana by Alice. Which this one is pretty unique. It is super thin. And it capsizes when it's not moving. When it moves, it stays upright. But as you can see, when it's stationary, it doesn't do so well. Fishing for overpin, I know, right? It's like, what are we playing, World of Warships here? But anyway, I'll go ahead and lift this thing out of the water just so we can look at it. Oh, hey, Brisby. Took a while for you to get Twitch working, huh? Always an issue. Twitch always calls in problems. Not really, but it does happen pretty frequently. Alright, so we've got 312mm guns firing at 104 RPM. What kind of shell are they firing? Hesh frag. That's a semi-spicy shell. What in the weight loss plan is this? But yeah, it fires those shells pretty quick. And it's got 5 turrets with 2 guns, so that's 10 cannons. Not hash frag heat. How fast is it? Let's look. 40 meters per second. It's got 532 firepower with 30.4% armor cost. It's fairly speedy. It's not as fast as you can get, and it's not the fastest ship in the tournament, I know that much. But, it's not slow. But yeah, you would think with its profile it'd be a little faster. Oh yeah, see there, now it's moving for some reason. So you can see it doesn't capsize when it's moving. Very much so in the what's armor does it taste good crowd, right? Anyway, that is the, what is it? Gun 17 Divana by Alice. Next up, the Heat Dome by Equalizer, which, if I remember correctly, was in first place for the Gatekeeper score for a long time until it got dethroned. It's got these little, heat dome things, which look pretty cool. And you're probably thinking, where are the weapons? Well, they're down here. That's where the last entry's width went, right? So it's got 4 of these extremely long barrel guns. These are quite long barrels. And they're firing 475mm AP heat. Basically semi-AP, since it's just an armor-piercing head with a bunch of HE behind it. So 37,000 kinetic, 17,000 explosive, and it's firing these at 18.8 RPM with 4 guns. So, yeah. I believe this one actually uses Super Cav. Let me look again real quick. Yes, actually uses Super Cav. It's got 363 total firepower with a 40.1% armor cost. You're expecting less APS with 5-minute rounds? Oh, well. I guess people have gone against that expectation so far. There are a lot of cram vehicles, but the hole poking shall be legendary. Yes, yes indeed. So that is the Heat Dome by Equalizer. Next up, we have the high-tech Hellfire by the Mammoth US. Yes, I remember this one. That cloaker noise scared the hell out of me the first time I heard it. for anybody who's paid payday 2. Yeah. Anyway, guns, much shorter barrel, 466 millimeter. Hey, Benjamin. 466 millimeter, firing at 30.9 RPM. That's pretty good RPM for that size of shell. It's firing timed HE. Basically just a pure HE shell, 12,000 HE damage. What's the other one? Same thing. I don't know why there's 2 of them. Unless it's just for redundancy. Oh yeah, this is one of the ones that, if I remember correctly, they used wedges down here, and I made them have to change it. BB-01, high-tech Hellfire, and then it's got a Bible quote thrown in here. And I know as soon as I do this, Brisby's going to love this boat, because it has a meme room. It's got lots of different V's. I was reading, up here. Memes. Whoops, I didn't want to do that. What was I doing? So yeah, I figured Brisby would like this. The DNA of the boat, indeed. Yeah, alright. 523 firepower, 47.7% armor cost. Oh, I didn't show the memes on the underside of the Cruel Angel Thesis, I just remembered. Because there were memes under there. So let's go back, just so I can, because, Oh, I forgot that this thing takes forever to load. Oh, well, too late now. We're stuck waiting for it at this point. If I had remembered that, I would have just been like, you know what? Never mind. You've fallen victim to one of the classic blunders. Yeah, this was an oops. What the fuck does that have? 56k blocks? Yes. Yes, it does, because that top part right here is basically just solid blocks. Yeah, it's wood. But yeah, it has bottom memes, which are a little hard to see. You look like an angel. I guess they're all angel-related memes. Really? Okay. Are you winning, son? Okay. Yeah, but all that wait time just to see that. Block limit for the next one, right? Positively heavenly. Yes, indeed. Anyway, so we saw High-Tech Hellfire by the Mammoth US was the last one. So next up is the HMS St Lawrence by Stonewall 1815. Which is another battleshipy battleship. Though I will say that the fact that all of its main guns, basically, are concentrated in one little area is daring, to say the least. Look, Ma, it's a boat. Nelson-esque, yes. So yes, got 2,000 millimeter guns firing 1959 second reload. That's pretty good reload. 30,000 connect, 51,000 explosive. Looks like the Nelson, the Gneisenau, and the Roma had a daughter. Yep, and it's got 4 of those on every turret. there's actually 2 for each barrel. From the side, it looks like it's just 1 thick barrel, but there's actually 2 guns there. And yeah, these are fake guns. They're not. They don't actually fire anything. I believe that's all that it has. But like I said, it's a very battleshipy looking battleship. Very Nelson-like. 499,833. 1 good hit is all it takes. Yeah, pretty much. 393 firepower, 57.3% armor cost. Nope, doesn't look like it. Yeah, because it just plops me in here. Which... So there's no memes or anything. Alright, so that's the HMCS St Lawrence by Stonewall 1815. Next up is the HMS Repulse by BRM. Which is another, very shippy ship. And yes, it has the whole anime girl opening. Yeah, I think these. Yeah, that's a fake gun. I don't think this has any actual secondaries. It's got a little plane launcher though, which is cool. All right, so the guns are 2,000 millimeter reloading in 29.45 seconds, with 94,000 kinetic and 92,000 explosive. So a pretty good penetrator right there. As your lane strikes again. And it's got, what, I think 3 turrets? Yep, 3 turrets with 2 guns each. And then it's got these, the ammo storage is down here. Along with a good chunk of the propellers. This is another one that had to change from wedge blocks. These used to be wedges. Man, my throat's getting raw already. Anyway, 499,243. Oh, hydrate. Yeah, probably a good idea. Okay. 365 firepower. Sea Whiz on the... Oh, it's got these simple cannons, but they're not controlled by AI. They're purely aesthetic, so they're allowed. Oh, they're deco hidden. Okay, well, I'm not gonna go hunting for them. There's a mesh hidden entire armor belt. I don't know. Yes, this is the HMS Repulse by BRM. Next up, yeah, we're about halfway through-ish, maybe a little less than. The Unpronounceable is what I'm going to call it by Cootin Chips, because I can't say that. Oh, why did I do that? The Yaga? Yeah, I guess I could call it the Yaga. That's better. It's got 500 millimeter at 25.4 RPMs. And, yeah, yes, the wow, I cannot say that word. Indefatigable. Wow, I give up. I'm moving on. Damn it, Brisby. Yes, way to fail indeed. Anyway, 500 millimeter at 25.4 RPM. Firing AP Heat. I'm sure that'll make Brisby happy. That's a pretty spicy shell. You should live exclusively to hear the words, damn it, Brisby, right? That doesn't surprise me in the slightest. But yes, AP Heat, and it's got 1, 2, 3, 4 of those cannons. And it's got a little superstructure here. Yeah, it's not as spicy as it could be, but AP Heat's a pretty spicy shell, just on its own. Anyway, 500,000 materials exactly, 396.1 firepower, 35% armor cost. Yeah, it's moving pretty quick, 34 meters per second max speed. It's not slow, but it's not fast, kind of above average, probably. The Sabo 7-fin Tots meta shell? I don't think so. I remember there being some entry that uses Sabo, but I don't remember exactly what it was. Anyway, that's the Yaga by Kuchen Chips. Next up is the Not Enough Bullets by Tasty Cookie, which maybe this is the Sabo one. Which has an interesting shape, and I like how it does the lines with the various block types. No Sabo here? Okay. Yeah, lots of armor layers. Ooh, 450mm at 154.2 RPM. It's got a waist, yes indeed. Pure Hesh. Yep, sure is. It's a little bitty Hesh shell. Oh, this isn't the right stats. What was the gauge again? 450mm. Okay, let's set this to actually be 450, so we can see what the shell will actually have. 41,000 swallowing damage, 2,100 thump damage. APS keeps trending, indeed. And it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those, with an armor scheme pretty centered around just bulk blocks. Lots of wood. Lots and lots of wood. And it came in well under budget at 484,000. I have never been more glad to have ERA in my turret caps. Right? 555 firepower, 48.6% armor cost. You want to shoot at it? Yes, it's got a waist and wood, Bearsby. Oh, and it's 250 by 49, so it's as long and as wide as you can get, basically, without using an even width hull. So yeah, that's the Not Enough Bullets by Tasty Cookie. Oh, it's also got these underslung ammo thingies. Yeah, that's the Not Enough Bullets by Tasty Cookie. Yeah, this one is intriguing. I agree with you on that, Mitch. We'll see how it does in the tournament. We will be doing the first match later as part of the stream, which I don't remember. Let me look. I don't remember what it is. Oh yeah, Undertaker and Salt and Pepper, which we haven't seen yet. So, yeah. Anyway. Next up is the Pulsar by Delta Force. Which, of course, you know, the tournament goes out of its way to make barges less powerful, and Delta Force builds a literal barge. A literal cargo ship. With underslung turrets. 500mm at 4.1 RPM. Actually, it's 18.8 RPM. It's just not going to be able to maintain that forever, but it can probably maintain it for 5 minutes, which is all that matters. And it's apparently APHE. 21,000 kinetic, 18.4 AP, 10,000 explosive. Being fired from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 turrets. And it's got all these cargo containers up here to absorb damage. But yeah, it's an amusing ship. 500,000 materials exactly. Only a total firepower of 90.78 though. An armor cost of 46.1. I know it does. It looks like it's clipping, but it's not. It's just barely not. I had the same reaction when I first saw it. I was like, is that clipping? Yeah, the firepower seems the firepower is misleading because the rate of fire on this gun is set to 4.1 RPM for the firepower calculation because it has an ammo intake limit of 4.1. So it only has 11.35 firepower when its actual rate of fire is 18.8 RPM. That is why the firepower is misleading. Because, yeah. Anyway, yeah, so that is the... No, it's actually firing at 8... It's actually firing at the 18.8. And, yeah, roughly, Tasty Cookie. Because the autoloaders can fire at 18.8, but it will only refill the magazines at 4.1 rounds per minute. So, if the battle went on long enough, this ship would eventually run out of bullets. It'd run out of shells. But it probably has enough to last 5 minutes. Nope. It's the autoloader limit. The autoloader limit is the important one. Suburban White Dad. So yeah, we already looked at that. That's why we were having confusion on the firepower. So yeah, the Pulsar by Delta Force. Next up, it's Rising by Hugin. I love the little mouth. Roughly Sean Reed. I couldn't tell you the exact number, but yes. Anyway, they're 380 millimeter, 28.7 RPM. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. They are firing Squash Frag. I lost my train of thought. Where am I? Right. Why is it moving the camera while I'm in this menu? It's not supposed to do that. Like I don't have a mouse cursor. What is going on? I don't have a mouse cursor, so I can't click on like the APS thing anymore. You've cursed my cursor? Yes. I don't know what's going on with that. Skill issue. I hope that doesn't persist. Press middle mouse button. Nope, that's not doing anything. F9. Nope, that doesn't do anything. Made it restart the game? I hope not. I sure hope not. But if I do, I do. It's fine. We already saw the shell anyway. Yeah, let's try that. No, that didn't fix it. Alt-tab briefly? Yeah, let's try that. Hey, that fixed it. Thanks, Mitch. So yeah, let's take another quick look at the shell here. Is that set to the right? Yes, it is. 47,000 spalling, and why did it go away again? Your ship is cursed, Hugin. Okay, there we go. 47,000 spalling, 2,400 thump. So not hugely powerful shells individually, but there's 8 of them firing at 28 RPM, so it's gonna have pretty good volume of firepower. 291 firepower with 57.7% armor cost. So that is the Rising by Hugin. Next up, the St. Isaac Dalmatian by Seminostro, which is a very different boat. Very unique. Does not look like anything else, and it's actually... These look like fixed guns, but they're not. They're actually just turrets that can't move. Because originally I was like, fixed guns are primary guns, you can't have that. It's tall and short at the same time. So he had to put them on turrets, and then they just don't rotate to meet the primary secondary rules. No, they're not CEST. They're just very slow firing, heavy hitting thump frag crams. Look at all that thump damage. 102,000 thump. And it's got 5 of those on each side. Yep, broadside only cannons. And then it's got, you know, these actual turrets here, which are also thump, pure thump. And that speed that it's moving at right now, that's not just because there's no enemies around. That's about as fast as it moves. Ah, dang it, it did it again. There. Top speed of 5 meters per second. Very, 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 very slow boat. Which becomes a problem when, you know, you're trying to get these pretty much fixed guns on target. Because it does not turn quickly. Needs tugs, right? So yeah, excuse me, 499,957 spent, 418 firepower, 51.2% armor cost. It's enemy will broadside switch for it, right? Goes sideways faster than forward. I know, right? I mean, yeah, it may turn faster than it moves, but it's still kind of a snail's pace. Its enemy will broadside switch for it. Yeah, pretty much. Anyway, that is the... What's it called again? St. Isaac Dalmatian by Seminostro. That would be hilarious if we used the side cannon as thrusters. I know, right? Salt and Pepper by a Welner, which is going to be in the first episode. You don't mind you love stationary target? Yeah, with those big crams you had on that thing, I'm sure you'll love shooting at that boat. So first up, we've got these... Oh. These are distraction crams. Ah, yes, you are correct. It is a pretty ship. It's a very shippy ship, as I like to say. All right, later, Cashin. And then for its main guns, it's got 1,800 millimeter crams with 60,000 kinetic damage, 67,000 explosive, and 13,000 fragment. See, there's more distraction crams than CWIS, right? And it's got 1, 2, 3, 4 turrets with 2 guns each, so 8 total guns. Plus, you know, the distraction crams. Is this the one? No, that's just a mesh. Okay. Never mind. It's moving pretty quick, 30 meters per second. That's not slow. I love the use of the smoke generator to make it look like the ship has a wake. That is cool. Yeah, 499,997 materials. Oh, you did it too? I didn't notice it, BRM. I'm sorry. 382 firepower, 60% armor cost. Yes, that is indeed a lot. It's going to be a pretty difficult to damage thing, probably. Come back here. I'm not done looking at you yet. But yeah, it's a very cool boat. I like it. We'll see how it does. It'll be, like I said, it'll be in the first episode. And we'll be getting to its opponent soonish. But yeah, that is the Salt and Pepper by a Wellner. Next up is the SMS. I'm just gonna call it the Ludwig. I mean, I can say Leopold. That's easy. But that first word, Erzherzog. Erzherzog? I don't know. Whatever. By the Canesian Emperor. Which, I mean, it's a Canesian Emperor ship. It's gonna look awesome. Connie boat, Connie. It is a very battleship-y looking battleship. I question the neon green underpaint, but... yeah, the hull shaping is great. I get the feeling that this was probably a fleet color. Like he probably painted it in fleet colors by accident. It'd look great as an artificial reef. That's mean. Whoop, wrong button. I meant to hit B. Alright, so it's got 2,000 millimeter, pretty much pure HE cannons. And it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 turrets with 2 guns each. So a total of 12 guns with all that HE damage. Oh, they're not all. Oh wait, they're not all They're not all pure HE. Hold on. This one is. But then you come up here to this one, and it's pen depth HE frag. Are the casemates real? Let's see. Casemates. I'm not. Oh, these down here. Oh yeah, they are. They're 1650 millimeter HE crams. Green was the color of the Austrian ship's anti-fouling? Okay, well, maybe it is intentional then. But yes, it has real casemates. Disappeared my cursor again. There we go. 736 total firepower, 36.6% armor cost. $700 firepower is indeed a lot. So yeah, that's the, what was it, Leopold Ludwig by the Tunisian Emperor. Next is the Steam Kramarin by Nutterchap. Which is another battleshipy looking battleship. It's got a lot going on in this one little area, but then the other areas are a little sparse, but it's still good looking. Love the bowler hat. I didn't even notice that. I didn't even notice that it was a face with a bowler hat. Anyway, it has 1950mm crams, 54,000 kinetic, 53,000 explosive. I'm assuming... that bothers me that they don't have identical stats. I can't stand to have my guns like that. Personally. But that's just a personal preference. It bothers me. They have to have identical stats. And it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 turrets with 2 guns each, so 10 total guns. Probably 3D cram, yeah, knowing Nutterchap. Let's take a quick look. Yeah, that's 3D cram, alright. Oh, we've got to treat the cat. There you go. The cat has been treated. Alright. So, 499,972 materials, 362 firepower with 58.3% armor cost. You should feed your loafs real quick. Yeah. You can't... Only 3 meters per second? That can't be right. I don't think that's correct. But yeah, anyway, that is the Steve Kramarin by Nutterchap. Press U. Oh, duh, to make it move. It's not a whole lot faster than what it said in the thing. That's pretty slow. 13 meters per second, 14. 15. It's probably not going to get much higher than that. Just judging by the acceleration. Yeah, I think 16 is where it caps. It might maybe hit 17 if we wait long enough, but I'm not going to wait that long. One prop to carry them all. Sorry for the cough. I am hydrating, but my throat has gotten unused to all this talking. And it's going kind of raw. Next up is the Stickleback by LM. Which, this one, if I remember correctly, is loud.
It's 1 o'clock and time for lunch. Dum-de-dum-de-dum.
It's also pretty awesome looking. It's pretty quick, given its size, at 34 meters per second. And that's really cool looking. These are all fake guns down here. But these are all secondaries, and they all work. They're distraction crams. And we've got 2,000 millimeter HE crams here. Allie, come here. Allie, come here. Come on. But yeah, the turret caps looking cool looking. They're little ball turrets with some lights on them and even railings for people to climb up on it. And yeah, it's got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guns? Yeah, 6 guns. This one had to, some of these orange striped ones are fake. They're not real guns. Because, it would have too many secondaries if that was the case. Because it did have to fix that. But yeah, 500,000 materials exactly, 448 firepower, 47.6% armor cost. That is the Stickleback by LM. Now we have the Summoner of Pizza by Pizza Summoner. Which is a very, very steampunky looking ship. Shame we can't deco shells yet. Yeah. Yeah, I really like the look of this one. It's got the gears and like the little hot rod vents. Where's the pizza? False advertising, I know, right? Yep, it's moving pretty quick at 42 meters per second while in a turn. It's got the whole rusted barrel aesthetic. Just looks really cool. 2,000 millimeter crams, firing a good mix of AP explosive and frag, though more HE than frag. OSHA kill box. So many OSHA violations, yes indeed. And no, I'm on the bottom. I'm on the ocean floor apparently. There we go. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. Does it have anything else? Oh, this is an actual cram too. So it's got 6 because it's got these 2 built-in ones that'll rotate that entire face, if I remember correctly. Better make sure you have your tetanus up before getting on board. Yeah, indeed. And then it's got these distraction crams. Lots of people using distraction crams. So yeah, $498,873 for the total cost. 519 firepower, 52.3% armor cost. I hate to be in the rooms on the tops of those turrets, right? That's like the bridge is like sitting on top of those turrets. Well, it looked like a bridge, but apparently it's not. Because it's just I guess it could be. But anyway, that is the Summoner of Pizza by Pizza Summoner. Next up, The Black Blade of Malekith by Sean Reed. Which is a pretty cool looking ship in and of itself, even though it's not a conventional looking ship at all. But the paint job on it is quite good, and the shape is interesting. It's like kind of like a spearhead shape. Where's the gun? I gotta find the gun. I had it for a second. There it is. Okay. Alright, so it's got 2,000mm crams. See, we're hitting the crams now, Cornholio. Uh, 2,000mm, 23-second reload, 219,000 kinetic damage with only 5 AP, but 246,000 in explosive and 173,000 fragment. That is one punchy gun. Yeah, 300 firepower per gun. Yeah, that is going to hurt to get shot by. Oh, I'm not on the ship again. There we go. Oh, I missed. Whatever. It's only got 3 of them, though. And then it's got this APS up here. 500mm at 3.1 RPM. Firing AP heat. How do you unmute the stream? Alright, he can't hear me telling him how to do it anyway if he's muted it. Yeah, it's a supercavitation. It has a supercavitation base. But yeah, it's 500,000 materials exactly, 898 firepower. That's a lot. Sean wanted to have a license to join the Plinky gunning crowd this time. And alright. The APS contributes. Indeed, Sean Reed. Indeed. 32.7% armor cost. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see this one fight too. Honestly, all of them are going to be interesting to see fight in various ways. It is an even width. It is an even width ship. That's why I was like, the guns aren't in a straight line. And that would be why. Alright, so that is the, what was it? Black Blade of Malekith by Sean Reed. Sorry. There's so many ships, I'm not going to remember all the names. And then here's Totally Not a Hydrofoil Battleship Mark II by Doom Agent. Which is totally not a hydrofoil battleship. Totally. As it zooms around at 60 meters per second. And then it has these 380mm at 7-point RPM guns. Firing hybrid APHE, apparently. There's also Big Flak and Hesh Spray, which I'm not entirely sure which one gets, like, when they get used when. But, yeah, it's got 4 of those. And then it's got the... This is like the only entry that used plasma. Which this is actually a very high rate of fire plasma gun. With the charges per shot being only 25. And it has, well, I mean, it has only 28 charges. I could have sworn this thing was faster rate of fire. Oh, we're flipping over. See the front ones? Oh, is the front one's the faster firing one? Okay, yeah, shots per charge 2. Okay. Why? Stop flipping over. I'm trying to look at you. Hope it doesn't do that during the actual fights. It didn't do it against the Gatekeeper, so I don't know why it's doing it now. But anyway, yeah, these are plasma CEST right here. Ship trying to dunk me. Yeah, I know, right? And then, are these actually anything? Yeah, they are. They are 475 millimeter big flak, so it must be CEST. Yeah, first and only, I'm pretty sure the Cornholio. I don't remember any other plasma, but I could be wrong. Like, I could be just forgetting. Then we've got the 1750 millimeter APHE crams. Sean Reed, there's this plasma, which is a little bit slower to fire, but higher damage. And then there's this frontal one, which is a very high rate of fire plasma CEST. But yeah, $499, $896 materials, 392.95 total firepower, 33.6% armor cost. I'm betting a lot of the materials went into making the thing do 60 meters per second. So yeah, that is the Totally Not a Hydrofoil Battleship by Doom Agent. Mark II. Mark II. And then there's the curse with the trot, 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 trot. Because if Brisby actually put out the actual name, it would get rejected for covering up the timer in the battle. Excuse me.
So, how's your day going? You're looking pretty relaxed there, buddy.
All right. 1850 millimeter, 108,000 kinetic damage, 82,000 explosive, and 44,000 fragment damage. It's got 2 of those per turret, and 1, 2, 3, 4 turrets. So 8 total guns, and then it's got the 6, I'm sure they're Cramwiz, knowing Brisby. Yeah, they're Cramwiz. You know, I wish to shoot it with many crams to see what it screams back, right? Cage mast, indeed. Yeah, you can kind of see the some of the components there, but they're just Cramwiz. They're not the main guns, so I suppose that is fine. Got some ship girls here, I'm sure, or something, some kind of anime thing. I don't recognize them, so I can't tell you for sure. Yeah, this was the top Gatekeeper score ship. Got 95.2, if I remember correctly. Oh, we've gone out of bounds. That was probably why the hydrofoil battleship was getting knocked around. Now that I think about it, because we're like right on the edge. One is Ray Wrights, yeah. Or no, not Ray. Isn't it Oyashiro-sama? Because that's what the curse is. Curse of Oyashiro-sama. Oh yeah, bottom memes, of course. Trust nobody, not even yourself. Enemy exists. Curse. Prepare for ramming speed. Yeah, lots of funny memes there. So we got 498,216 materials, 405 firepower, 50.4% armor cost. 2 more near the back. Ah, okay. I should build for Battleship Brawl Season 8. Also, me played 106 hours of Warframe in the past 2 weeks. Right, Pyrotech? But yeah, man. Those last days of submissions were kind of brutal. There were, like, last week, a week ago, there was like 7 or 8 submissions. Then on Thursday and Friday, the other 20 came in. Yes, buried in a pile of boats. Yes, indeed. But yeah, so that is the curse by the Brisby Mouse. Yes, as expected. Yeah, I was actually getting a little worried that there wouldn't be that many entries, and then just boom. I got just bombarded by boats. Hey, here's the Undertaker by Vanhar, which will also be in our first episode here once we finish things. Finish the overviews. No, a Wellner. No, I do not. So this is a very, very special ship. So it's got a whole, like, you know, the whole carrying coffin. What's it called? There's a specific word for, like, a coffin that you can carry around with these, but I don't remember exactly what it is. And yes, it is doing 96, 97 meters per second. And then it's got underslung guns that are being fired by Brett. I'm not going to give it away since it's in the first episode. But let's just say Undertaker is a very good name for this ship. It is not recoil propelled, no. But yes, it's an AP frag shell with super cav. I'm not going to say anything more because it's going to be in the first episode, so you'll get to see it shortly. You already want to see Cruel Angel versus Undertaker? I know, right? We'll definitely see how that goes. Well, I'm sure it'll happen as an exhibition if it doesn't get put into the actual main tournament. It's the Bloody Overrain in a reverse. Ah, Brisby. Why? Anyway. 499,987 materials. It shows only 83.4 firepower. That's obviously incorrect. Yes, Brisby. I understood the joke. 46.5% armor cost. Yeah, because it's another one of those things where the rate of fire is limited by the ammo intake. Yeah, it's really fast. How fast does it turn? I don't know. We'll find out in episode 1. It turned fast enough to not get DQ'd by the gatekeeper, so that's something. Yeah, so that's the Undertaker by Vanhar? Yes, by Vanhar. Zargothrax by Scovimation is next. The gatekeeper doesn't try to DQ you, though. True. Oh, yes, this boat. I love the little, like, wing thing on the bow. It looks really cool. But yeah, it's got 5 turrets, single-barrel turrets each. No secondaries that I remember. Unless they're mesh hidden, because I don't see them either. And it's got 2,000mm crams, 26-second reload, 113 kinetic, 99,000 explosive, basically 100,000 explosive, 62,000 fragment damage. Shell speed's only 240 meters per second. They slowed it down. Wonder why they did that. Scovimation was here earlier. Maybe you can answer the question. Oh, is it flash suppressor? Right, I forgot flash suppressors do that. But there's no flash suppressor, it's just barrels. Oh, wait, there's a flash suppression on the inside. That's what did it. Okay, that makes sense. Apparently, Brisby. Doesn't make any sense, but the game lets you. Brisby's like, today I learned. Brisby mind blown, yes. 494,991 materials, 435 firepower, 59.4% armor cost. So yeah, that is the Zargothrax by Scovimation. And the last one, Zawissa by Pyrotech. Zawissa. That's kind of hard to say. Zawissa, okay. But yeah, it's got a whole bunch of pancake turrets. It reminds me of Harness's entry from last tournament. But yes, it's got little zeppelins with target thing with bullseyes on it. It's got these little things on the back of the turrets, which, if I remember correctly, are distraction crams. Yes, they are. I can just... There we go. Distraction cram. And then it's firing 1,600mm, 22-second reload, 55,000 kinetic, which is just the base kinetic, judging by the AP. Not a whole lot of hardener in there. 109,000 explosive, and 38,000 fragment damage. Well, these secondary guns are only 1,200mm and have less firepower, so yes, it is legal. Or are you talking about the parasite guns? Yeah, the parasite guns are fine. And that was an edge case that I didn't account for. And I couldn't, when people submitted it, I was like, well, it doesn't technically violate the rules, even though it kind of violates the spirit of them, but, you know. Ah, well. Nobody abused it enough to make me go, no, you can't do that. Yeah, but I didn't understand what you were asking at the time, Pyrotech. I was like, yes, you can put turrets on turrets, but I didn't, you know. Anyway, it's not a big deal. But yeah, these guns are much lower firepower. You know, less than half, which is what it needs to do. We didn't get a Tower of Babel situation. Correct. If you had gone too far with it, I definitely would have rejected it under excessive cheese, but since they were just used as, like, distraction guns, I didn't really mind it so much. Oh, there's 1400mm secondaries, too? 1200. Well, here's the 1400. 37k, 41,000 explosive, 31 fragment. Yeah. Oh, and then we've got, what are these? Probably ammo storage? Yeah, ammo storage thingies. Yes, hello, Panther. Anyway, yeah, that is... Oh, well, 500,000 materials, exactly. 817 firepower, so definitely one of the higher firepower entries. And we've got another Treat the Cat. So, here you go, Panther. He knew when to show up. Right? And yeah, that is our last entry. So that is all of the overviews. We got that done in an hour and 42 minutes. Wanted that to be a bit quicker, but there's just a lot of ships. But yeah, be a very interesting lineup this time around. Not that the lineup's always interesting to me, but you know, this one seems no, get off my desk, cat. Particularly interesting. So yeah, that will be. Hold on. Yeah, there we go. Let me just do this. That is going to be the end of this episode, folks. So we will be, you know, the actual first episode. Why will it not let me drag this more? Oh, you stupid. There we go. Okay. That'll be the end of the overview episode, folks. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. And I'll see you on the battlefield.